During the Great Crusade, the Imperium encountered the world of the Uranus continuity, which were a series of planets close to the Sol system, which had maintained links to one another due to the existence of a series of ancient warp gates of unknown origin. Ruled by a caste of tech-nobility from the world of Uranus Prime, at the heart of the network of warp gates, the continuity was a kingdom of iron and hungering industry. Contact between the Imperium and this pocket of humanity occurred by accident. A lost squadron of warships returning from the Genial persecution were forced from the warp into one of the continuity's peripheral star systems. But before they could jump back into the warp, the squadron was surrounded, boarded, and overwhelmed by cybernetic grafted warriors. The cries of the squadron's astropaths echoed through the Imperium, and far away the Imperium heard and turned its gaze upon the world of the Uranus continuity. An envoy fleet was sent, and was allowed to return bearing the continuity's answer to the Emperor's demand of fealty. The tech nobility flatly refused to bow to the Emperor, but instead invited him to join their empire as a tributary. For this response, the Imperium turned to the Imperial Fists. It fell to Hashin Yonad, commander of the 39th household of Inuit, to persecute the war. A superlative warrior, Yonad was reckoned by many to be one of the Imperium's greatest strategists. Called upon many times as a fleet commander and a siege master, he planned meticulously and executed his plans with brutal swiftness. Marshalling his fleet at Teleran, thousands of warships carrying over 20,000 Imperial Fist, alongside millions of troops of the Imperial Army and the Mechanicum, launched their assault upon the unsuspecting system of Uranus. Within 2 solar months, the continuity was reduced to a single core world of Uranus Prime. Their empire cut from one another, the tech nobility in their iron towers looked to the night skies and saw the darkness stolen by the light of the Imperial fleet. They surrendered then, and the sun rose the next day on the seat of another stellar empire brought to Imperial compliance. But even as the Imperium moved in to claim their prize, the worlds of the Uranus continuity were beset by an unknown menace. A few accounts speak of a darkness deeper than the void, of living lightning and flame-wreathed chrome. 6 star systems of the continuity burned, their stars igniting to terrible life before crumbling to cold embers. Commander Yonad made the terrible decision to defend only some of the worlds, otherwise they would lose it all. As the unknown enemy appeared in system after system, they met the Imperial Fist. As more of the enemy came, the Imperial Fist detonated warheads they had attached to each warp gate. Without their gates, the unknown enemy simply vanished. Their advance had been halted on Uranus Prime, where its gates had exploded. All but one of the systems of the continuity had died, at the cost of thousands of Imperial Fist and billions of humans. The death of the warp gate and the cluster of xenocrafts which had penetrated the Imperial Fist line had changed the shape of the planet. Its surface had been ravaged by unnatural fire, its world city cracked and rendered to dust and ash, from which the shattered roofs of its great towers rose like broken teeth. Looking upon the charred remains taken from the pyre, the Imperium gave it a new name, one that would echo with a world brought to the threshold of death, but still alive: Necromunda. Now, the actual story of the Imperial Fist versus the continuity was pretty short. What I want to do now is introduce to you guys the mystery of the Cathedral of Silas. I'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Gershwan with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.
Put my freedom first in any situation. I knew I never had that much to lose.